Hello and welcome to the National School Game Show 2012. This is the 4th edition of the only show that brings you the best action from the local school sports scene. My name's Aloysius Emmanuel.
And you can call me Fiza. While we bring you the latest highlights and records of matches and games, we salute all of you who are in the stands to support and cheer our athletes on, driving them to achieve records and feats they can only dream of.
Whenever our crew covers the NSG, we notice many families coming down to support their siblings or children. Now, that's really heartwarming.
Spread the word to your family and friends about this show as you may catch them in action. Plus, you'll get additional information and highlights plus pictures from our VOXSPORTS and Facebook pages, as well as on www.singaporesports.tv.
And every week, we'll be giving you a chance to win vouchers totaling $300. These prizes are proudly sponsored by Western Corporation, Singapore's premier soccer store. We will be giving you the contest details later on in the show.
Let's get straight to the action, shall we?
Yeah.
The finals of the B Division Cricket Championship was held at the Ceylon Sports Club. Defending champions Raffles Institution went against Anglo-Chinese School Independent. Let's see how the match played out with Raffles batting first.
Supporters from both Raffles Institution and Anglo-Chinese School Independent cheered their team on as both sides took to the field. ACSI won the opening toss and allowed the defending champions RI to bat first. The boys from Raffles were determined to hold on to their title for a second straight year as they took to the first innings. But the ACSI boys proved that they were no pushovers as they took out 4 of RI's wickets. Yet losing those 4 wickets did not dampen the spirits of the RI boys. They continued to bat with patience and skill. And at the end of the 20-over innings, RI earned a decent run total of 111 runs. ACSI needed 112 runs to win the match, and as the second innings got underway, ACSI needed their opening batsmen Archit and Utsav to lead the charge. And they did so splendidly. The 2 batsmen combined well to chase their runs target with intent. Both batsmen stayed on throughout the second innings, with Archit scoring an impressive 48 runs. Utsav also proved his caliber by crossing the half-century mark to hit 57 runs. They combined to score a total of 114 runs in only 17.2 overs. That gave ACSI the win over rivals RI by 10 wickets, allowing ACSI to stage one of the biggest upsets at this year's tournament. And they finally took home the championship after a 3-year wait.
They did well. They started off extremely well. After 10 overs, they were on 50 odd runs. But we managed to choke them in the later 10 overs, so I guess we did a very good job there. I think from the opponent, RI, Chirat and Vaikund played extremely well.
I told them to don't let any external pressures worry them, because in a final there's always a lot of supporters and all coming. The classmates are there to watch and all. I said, shut everything out from you all. There's a ball to play it. There's a ball to bowl, you bowl it, and there's a ball to field, you play it. Just stick to the basics. And I'm quite proud that the boys did that really well.
That was a great upset, wasn't it? Kudos to ACSI for their tenacity and perseverance.
Well, Fiza, let's move on to Singapore's most favourite sport, and that is football. Only thing this time, the players will be adding more beauty to the wonderful game.
You mean the B Division Girls Football Semi-Finals?
Yep. Woodland Secondary School took on Siglap Secondary in the first semi-final.
And Hongkar Secondary went against Queensway Secondary in the second semi-finals. Let's see who booked their places in the final.
The SSSC FAS National Inter-School Football Championship B Division semi-finals first game saw Siglap Secondary face off against Woodland Secondary. Last year's runners-up Siglap Secondary School tried to assert themselves and take control early in the match, but could not do so against a strong Woodland Secondary School midfield. And it was Woodlands that soon got on the offensive. A defensive lapse by Siglap gave Woodlands a golden opportunity. The shot from the edge of the box found its way into the back of the net. Woodlands were up 1-0. Woodlands continued to press on in the later stages of the game. But the stubborn Siglap defence learned from their earlier mistake and refused to give away any more openings. The later stages of the match ended up being a midfield battle as the Woodland Secondary girls protected their lead and won the match 1-0.
I think today's team game has been very good. I think that both teams equally, I think in terms of standard, they tried their best or that. Eventually, I think that crucial goal by one of my players decided the whole match. Yeah, I think they played very well. I think I'm very proud of my girls also. They give their hearts out today. Okay, I think they deserve today's win.
In the second match at the semi-finals, Queensway Secondary met Hongkar Secondary. Traditional powerhouses Queensway Secondary were in for a tough match against an informed Hongkar. They struggled to get past the Hongkar midfield as both sides failed to conjure up enough chances to score. And when the chances came, they failed to put them away. Both teams went into half-time deadlocked. At the start of the second half, both teams entered the field with renewed strength. Queensway once again went on the attack, but found it difficult to break past the resilient Hongkar girls who refused to go down without a fight. The deadlock continued well into the later stages of the match as both sides struggled to convert their midfield possession into proper goal-scoring opportunities. But towards the end of the second half, Queensway's attackers finally broke through the Hongkar defence. They dribbled past their opponents and slotted the ball past the keeper and scored to break the deadlock. Queensway held on to their lead and ended the match 1-0.
In the first half, it was a little bit below par. But in the second half, we redeemed ourselves. We fought harder and we won the 50-50 balls.
I think we fought really hard because we really want to go to the final. So that's why we really fight for what we want.
Well, congratulations to all the girls from Woodland Secondary School and Queensway Secondary School on reaching the final. I am very sure the game is going to be an exciting and thrilling one.
Definitely a lot. We girls always add a touch of class to everything we do. Well, we'll be going for a short break now.
So stay tuned because we'll have highlights from sailing.
And we will also find out what happened at the B Division basketball semi-finals.
Plus, we'll have the details of our weekly contest. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back to the NSG Show 2012.
Glad that you can join us for this 4th episode of our NSG series.
By the way, you're right on time for the details of our weekly contest.
All we will do is post a simple question at the end of today's show. Send us the correct answer and you will stand a chance to win vouchers totaling $300. Our prizes are proudly sponsored by Western Corporation, Singapore's premier soccer store.
Email your answers to nsgshow@voxsports.net with your full name, IC number and contact numbers. We'll have 7 winners each week, but please submit only 1 entry per person.
Right, let's move on to our very next story, the National Inter-School Sailing Championships.
We were down at the National Sailing Centre to catch the races.
The waters outside the National Sailing Centre at East Coast Park played host to the National Inter-School Sailing Championships 2012. 4 days of sailing were scheduled for this year's competition, with the boys from the A Division preparing to sail out over the first 2 days. They would race in 2 separate categories, namely the A-Boys Laser and the A-Boys 420, which was the only pair event at this year's championship. The races began with the A-Boys from each category needing to complete 7 races over the 2 days. And in both the Laser and 420 races, it was clear who the favourites were. Last year's overall champions Raffles Institution were a force to be reckoned with in this year's championship. Their sailors took off from right where they left off last year as they powered themselves to victory in both categories in convincing fashion. And here are the results for the A Division boys.
Well, Fiza, for our next story, we are going to see our competitors literally fight it out for the title.
Yes, it's time for some martial arts action in the B Division National Inter-School Taekwondo Championship.
The B Division National Inter-School Taekwondo Championships was held at the Toa Payoh Sports Hall. The competition featured numerous competitors fighting for the championship in various weight classes. But the highlight of the competition was the fight between Keith Ong from St. Patrick's School and Aiken Lam from St. Joseph's Institution in the final of the B Division Poom Belt under 60 kilograms category. Keith was clearly the front-runner in the contest as he took the fight to Aiken. His attacking mindset allowed him to outscore his opponent in the early stages. Aiken tried to find a way back into the fight despite Keith's big lead. But Keith continued to pile on the pressure as he used his fast kicks to extend his lead. Aiken tried to make a comeback in the match, but it was too little too late as the match ended with a one-sided scoreline of 19-7 in favour of Keith Ong from St. Patrick's School.
For my overall performance, I'll rate around 6.10 because for all the other local tournaments I've been to, I feel that I've performed better, and the federation really helped me a lot by helping me really improving my skills and my techniques and everything. So I really like to thank the federation for everything, for organising this, my parents for supporting me, and for all my friends who came down for me to support me.
Wow, now that was some fast and furious action from our Taekwondo exponents.
And we are going to see the same speed and tenacious attitude in our B Division basketball semi-finalists.
Both the boys and girls teams were in action, so let's have a look at how the top two teams from each category booked their place in the final.
The Converse National Inter-School Basketball Championships B Division Girls Semi-Finals first match pitted Nanyang Girls High against Christchurch Secondary School. Christchurch went on the attack early in the game and tried to take control of the opening exchanges. Christchurch hoped to maintain their good form, but the Nanyang Girls High players would also step up to show their class. They took control of the game with some strong offense and equally effective defense. They also scored at will and quickly took the lead. Nanyang's attacks were relentless in the later parts of the game as they attacked the basket at will. They stretched their advantage and took a commanding lead in the match. The match ended with Nanyang Girls High winning the match 77-44. In the second match of the B Division Girls Semi-Finals, defending champions Dunman Secondary School took the early lead against Anglican High School. But Anglican High kept the match close. Yet it wasn't long before Dunman would show the reason why they were defending champions. Their long-range shooting helped to extend their lead. But the girls from Anglican High School never seemed to give up. Even when Dunman scored and took the lead, Anglican scored right back to keep themselves in the game all the way. But Dunman's experience and depth were too much to handle for the Anglican High girls as the match rolled on. The Dunman girls controlled the boards and scored more than their opponents to put away the match with a scoreline of 66-58. In the B Division Boys semi-finals, last year's runners-up Unity Secondary met Jurong Secondary in the first match. Jurong Secondary were pitted as the underdogs in this match, but they still tried to pressure their opponents early by attacking. But their attacks were not always successful at the basket. But Jurong's attacking mindset soon paid off as their steals and fast breaks worked to perfection to keep themselves in the game against a very powerful Unity. But it was Unity who towards the end of the match started to take control. Their shooters were on form as they shot basket after basket to take a firm lead. The match ended with Unity Secondary blowing out their competition with a scoreline of 71-52. The second match at the semi-finals featured defending champions Dunman Secondary School against North Vista Secondary School. And as expected of defending champions, the Dunman Secondary boys got off to an early start. Dunman took control of the match from the very start, showing that they were one notch above their competition. They put North Vista on the back foot to take a commanding lead. They limited North Vista's scoring by protecting the basket with solid defense. Dunman eventually blew out their opponents with a one-sided scoreline of 89-59. They will now face Unity in a rematch of last year's final.
At first was a bit of nervous. Yeah, then after that I told myself to keep calm, everything will be fine, just play according to what the coach say. Yeah, basically just following the instruction, be more confident in myself and the team. Yeah, especially I have to trust my teammates.
I am really looking forward to watch defending champions Dunman Secondary take on New Kids on the Block Nanyang Girls in the final.
It's also going to be a rematch of last year's final between Unity Secondary School and Dunman Secondary School in the B Division Boys Tournament. Okay Fiza, it's time for us to take a short break, but stay tuned cause
soon we'll have action from the Sepak Takraw B Division final and we'll catch up with a championship team from this year's floorball competition. Plus, listen out for this week's contest question. Don't go away!
Welcome back to the NSG Show 2012, and you are just in time for us to give you this week's contest question.
And this week's contest question is, which are the top 3 teams in this year's B Division National Inter-School Sepak Takraw Championship? Which are the top 3 teams in this year's B Division National Inter-School Sepak Takraw Championship?
Please email your answers to this address with your full name, IC number and contact details. There are only 7 winners each week, so send us your answers quickly to stand a chance to win vouchers totaling $300. Our prizes are proudly sponsored by Western Corporation, Singapore's premier soccer store.
This week we have a surprise for you. We have a special interview with the B Division Boys National Inter-School Floorball Competition.
So let's head down to Victoria School to catch up with their captain and their coach.
I was first introduced floorball when I came to Sec 1. I basically didn't know about the sport at first. But only through the CCA trials then I got to know about floorball. Then Mr. nominated me and then I thought why not try a new sport, so that's how I got into floorball. It's our first V-League title for Victoria School, and obviously they are definitely very proud of my team and the coach. I thank them a lot for the victory. I think we've worked very hard also, so I think we deserved it. Me, it was very tough because I train 3 times a week. Then on the other 2 days that we don't train, we do fitness in school or on our own after school. And during that, we had to balance academics together with sports because we had training even though it was exam week. So still 3 times as per normal. So really had some tough time balancing both. I think I have to lead the team by example because I was quite surprised being chosen as the captain because there was more experienced players than me, other than me in this team. So I feel very glad that Mr. is giving me this opportunity, and I always do my best during training, like to motivate them and to do my best themselves because as a captain, because if I slack off during training or feel relaxed because those people start following me. So basically have to lead them by example to show people that you can do it, so they will feel convinced and they'll respect you as captain. I mean, it's been influential in my stay in VS because he's taught me a lot of valuable lessons and given me many opportunities and priceless experiences. And also, without him, I wouldn't have any of my achievements that I have today. So I'd like to thank him very much. Hope to continue playing floorball for as long as I can. And definitely, if Mr. wants me to play, then definitely I'll do it because I'm very grateful to him. I'd like to thank the whole team because I think it's a team game. It's because of everyone's effort, everyone being together. That's why we have our achievements. So I'd like to thank everybody.
I've been involved in floorball since 1999, when I was teaching in Outram Institute. So it kind of started from there. We are very pleased with the boys' performance. I believe they have worked very hard this year, and they are deserving winners for this season. During the Sec 1, 2, 3 and 4, we try to expose them to different tournaments. And then we have all year round training sessions. Sometimes we have camps. And of course, the tournaments that they take part in, like the Singapore Floorball League, has been very beneficial for them. It has given them a better perspective of the game. And of course, with all this experience that they have gathered and they've got from participating in this external league, it has translated to better performance at the National School Games. We have our set of team philosophy that we follow. We focus on to play with a positive winning attitude, focusing on our basic and having good communication between players and coaches and teachers. Of course, D stands for to be disciplined as an individual, as a line and as a team as a whole. And of course, E for us means being enthusiastic in whatever they do, be it a match, a training, a camp, or friendly matches. And of course, F stands for focus. So that's what we always share with the boys. In our school, we don't really focus so much on the title. It's more, using sport to build the students' character. And then with it, if they have done well, we are very pleased. I mean, we are more than happy if they do win the title. But for us, I think it's more of looking at it, their participation in sport for the long term, which is to build their character, have a healthy lifestyle, and then from there for them to have a good relationship with their friends. Yep.
We are from Victoria School. What's the National School Game Show?
Well, Nicholas and his teammates have become an inspiration to all their schoolmates, haven't they?
You sure have, Aloy. And if you have a classmate or teammate who has been an inspiration to your team or school, give us their details, tell us why, and we'll come by your school to give them a surprise interview. Plus, it'll be fun to see themselves on TV, our Facebook page, or even our website.
Our next story is a big shout out to everyone at Yishun Secondary School, especially to Aminur Indra and his Sepak Takraw team.
And you may know that last year's runner-up Yishun Secondary faced off traditional powerhouse Changkat Changi in the finals.
Well, let's head down to the finals and watch the skills of the Sepak Takraw players.
Supporters from both Yishun Secondary School and Changkat Changi Secondary School packed the VOXSPORTS Hall as the B Division National Inter-School Sepak Takraw final started. Last year's runners-up Yishun started the stronger side as they took an early lead in the first set of the first regu. They went on to win that set. But traditional powerhouses Changkat Changi would not be silenced. They rallied back to stay in the game. They went on to take the lead and the second set of the first regu. But Yishun Secondary, who were hungry for the title after losing out on the championship last year, forged ahead in the third set. They secured their win in the third set as they won the hour-long regu 2-1. After some motivation from their coach and teacher in charge, Changkat Changi tried to make a comeback in the second regu. But Yishun Secondary's second regu players were just too strong for the Changkat Changi boys. The Yishun team took the first set of the second regu. With the supporters firmly behind them, Yishun Secondary School then went on to take the second set of the second regu with some incredible plays and cement their claim to the championship. The regu ended 2-0 in favour of the boys from Yishun Secondary School, who also went on to win the match. They celebrated their victory, which was especially sweet as it was the very first time that Yishun has had the chance to lift the championship trophy.
I think they did their best, and with all the supporters and the audience here, I think it built up their confidence to play their best, and I think they did great today. So yeah.
Did you see the grace and agility of the players, Aloy? Our heartfelt congratulations to Yishun Secondary for winning the B Division Sepak Takraw title for the very first time.
Well, let's quickly move on to another final, Fiza. This time is the National Inter-School Netball Championships.
We've got all the action from the third placing matchup right to the final. Check this out.
In the third placing match of the National Inter-School Netball Championship, Nanyang Girls High met Nanhua High. And it was the girls from Nanyang that took the lead early in the match with some excellent passing down the court and great finishing. But it was never going to be a one-sided encounter as Nanhua kept the game close, never allowing Nanyang to lead by a large margin. Nanhua continued piling on the pressure throughout the match. They challenged their opponents hard and threatened to take the lead on numerous occasions. But the girls from Nanyang were more than willing to take up the challenge. Their offense did not fail them as they maintained their narrow lead. The team from Nanyang Girls High won the match 33-31. Supporters from both CHIJ Toa Payoh and Singapore Sports School then packed the Toa Payoh Sports Hall for the final showdown. The much-anticipated game started well for the defending champions Singapore Sports School as they got off to an early lead. Their goal attack and goal shooter were on fire as they quickly took a 10-3 lead in the first quarter. That effectively set the pace for the rest of the match. CHIJ's mistakes in their passing play did not help their cause as Sports School took full advantage. They dominated possession and eventually won the match 27-14, allowing the girls in red to lift the coveted trophy for the third straight year.
It's early days. I mean, these are still young. They're still young, under 16s and under 14s. But already you can see some players who would have the potential. But, obviously it's still a long way. They have to stick to it. They have to keep working hard. And usually netball players in their prime, roughly 23 upwards when they start getting into their prime.
Another great final, Aloy. What a great display of sportsmanship by both teams.
Yes, right, Fiza. It's been a wonderful week with great sporting action, hasn't it?
Yes, countless games, so much action and so many winners.
Yet so little time.
Okay, I know what you're gonna say. We've come to the end of our show. But don't forget to visit our website at this address to like, comment or share our stories with your family and friends. Remember, share the passion.
Also, do join our Facebook page and follow us on our Twitter account for more match highlights and updates.
See you next week.
Have a great week ahead. Take care.
Bye-bye.